What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing it a little bit different. Yeah, I know you guys haven't seen my face in a long time. I'm pretty sure you guys missed it. But anyway, guys, this currently right now actually is a trade I'm in. I didn't catch it on Trading View, but I'm just looking to run out these relative equal highs. I'm going to leave this playing in the background whilst I'm talking to you guys. The whole reason for this video was because I put out a few polls just to kind of gauge where you guys are at, gauge what you guys kind of need some help with. And there was a lot of responses. Lots of people got involved as well with the voting, with the poll. Got a lot of things that I need to clarify and share with you guys. So I'm going to be taking my time for the whole year and going through some of these things. I asked, what do you guys struggle with? And you guys dropped some comments. And one of the things that you guys said was capital. And I know that capital is a very big thing for a lot of traders. So you might be catching those wins right now, but it's just that your capital's low, so the return isn't much. If you don't want to stomach out having to compound your account, then the easiest way to get capital is to get funded. There's tons of different funding challenges out there. I was looking at a few and there's all kinds of them. Some of them ranging from getting 5k accounts, 10k accounts, 20k, all the way up to 200k, and even scaling up to £1 million as well. So guys, look, that is an option. What I decided to do was I decided to go forth and do a funded challenge. I want to give a shout out to Will's Effects. This guy is going in on the funded account, the funded challenges. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just get involved in that too. So anyway, guys, I chose True Forex Funds. You've not sponsored me for this video or anything. It was just the one I chose. I did pass it, by the way. So here is my phase one. I think this one was the phase one. There we go. You can see phase one is in blue. I pushed it up, kind of past phase one instantly, but I was in the other trades at the time and you know, those were losses and it took me right back to where I started. I made about 10% on the trade and then passed phase one. And then right here, you can see again, this is phase two, this one over here. Once again, we had a little bit of a drop, then I pulled it back around, as you guys can see, and then this is the funded account right here. And then just to show you guys my certificates. Okay, so you can see here, so you guys can't really see it. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see it here. Said past evaluation, Harrison Ua, and all the rest. You got the dates as well, the 9th of the 3rd, 2023. Now guys, look, when we come back to this, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering where's my entry for this. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and show you guys this real quick. So first of all, I identified that those relative equal highs were what the draw and price was going to be. Don't forget, this is after NFP. NFP's come out now, all the madness and all the manipulations is taking place. This imbalance right here is what I'm after. I know we're going left and right in this right now, but I really want to show you this real quick. There we go, here. This is my entry, this imbalance here. Okay, when price is pushing up higher here, it dropped into this inefficiency. And then this is where I caught my entry. That was the trade I took on my own live account. And then the one I took on the funded account was this one here. So you can see this imbalance here. And then you can see here when it drops into 69 into this imbalance here, into this area of inefficiency, it drops into 69 here. This is where I catch my trade for my funded account for a scalp to the upside. And just to show you this in a 5-minute time frame, forget this one down here for now. I'm going to just leave that alone. But you can see clearly here, if I delete this, we have an order block here. This is the open of our order block. Price drops into that order block and into this area of inefficiency, and then we continue to push up higher. And now we haven't got long to go. I'm going to leave it on a 5-minute time frame. We should be running out this level very soon. It's only a few pips away, probably about what, 8 pips away. If I do have any runners on and we trade through this high, I might leave a little piece on to see whether we can get up here. But anyway, guys, I digress. Let's get back to the video. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Let's get back to the video. And what I will do, because I need to put an alert on just so I can take off partials of 80%. There we go. So let's put an alert on real quick. So guys, I have 7 tips on how to pass a funded account. None of these are better than the next one. I'm trying to give you guys these tips, but we about to run out relative equal highs here. So my tip number 1 for passing a funded account, you need to only trade when the market is trending. For example, NFP came out. If you try to do a funded challenge when NFP was going on, when it was going sideways, as you expect it to happen, then of course you're not going to pass. There are ways to jump in and be in and out, but you have to be very skilled with what you're seeing and very sharp with it. And if you're not that kind of trader, if you're not sharp with it, then guys, you will get played. And so you don't want to be trading during this. Just imagine you was trading during all of this. Guys, you would have blown your account. You would have made so many mistakes. Look, you would have thought things were moving your way. Then you get the whipsaw. Most likely news came out. They would have tried to jump in again and all kinds of stuff would have been happening to you guys. So you don't want to trade when the market is doing this. You want to trade when the market is making them strong moves. So you have to identify. So just for example, like myself today, on the funded account, I just got it like 2 minutes ago. It's hit there now, guys. Look, I'm trying to give you guys these tips. but I need to go ahead and take some partials. We're trading at the same time, and so we need to become correct. We need to come correct. So anyway, guys, going back to what I was saying is you have to make sure the market is trending. So just for example, like what I've done is I've identified there's money here. There's going to be a drawn price. Price is clearly making its way there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and trade towards the money. I'm going to trade towards that area, trade towards that liquidity. And like I said, you want to be trading when the market is trending, whether it's going to be making these large pushes or whether it's going to be doing, you know, cleaner lower lows and lower highs and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Don't trade when price is doing this. Pick a market that is trending and stick with that. I know this is probably one of the oldest things in the book. Trade a trending market, not a market that's consolidating. But I'm telling you guys, you're going to win more. You will win more if you stay in line with a trending market. Tip number 2 for passing a funded challenge is don't trade more than one pair at a time, guys. Honestly, one of the mistakes I did when I was doing this funded challenge was I was trading a few pairs at the same time. So I was trading GU, EU, and gold. And so I believe gold was moving correct, GU was moving correct, but E was losing. My curve, it went up and came all the way straight back down right to my, you know, starting balance kind of thing. If you're trading multiple pairs at once, you're going to be taking on multiple losses, and that's the quickest way to blow your funded account. Stick to trading one pair if you can. When you're in multiple trades, you're kind of a little bit unstable because you're having to check up on all 3 trades, all 4 trades, or how many trades you have open at the time. My next tip is don't just choose the largest account because it's the largest amount of money. You might not be ready to control that kind of money emotionally, and the reason I say that is because you've never traded a 250 account, a 100k account, or wherever it is. When you see 4 grand, for example, you're going to get super excited, and then you're going to close out that trade, and that trade could be an absolute bang of a trade, but because you let your emotions get involved, your psychology took over and you just bailed out the trade. And so it's not about trading the biggest account possible. What you could do is you could trade a smaller account, and then once you withdraw some profits, then use that money to purchase a larger account. So at least then you can have an account that you use that's going to be purchasing more funded challenges. And so you can go aggressive on some accounts, you can go super conservative on some accounts as well. But first you have to get comfortable trading your strategy on that funded account. So for example, you might want to go for the 5k, you might want to go for the 10k and get used to that. And the moment you get your money back, the moment you're able to withdraw profits, then go and reinvest that into another funded account. But then this time you can go a bit more. You might want to go for the 50k account. So that's the way you're going to go for and stack up these accounts. Don't just jump straight from a 10k account all the way to 250. You might want to build up to that. For me, it was just about passing the challenge. It was not really about the capital itself. You guys saw that it was a 10k account, and 10k is beautiful for some people, and to other people it might be small. It's all about getting extra capital so you can fund further ventures, whether it will be loading up on more funded challenges, investing that money, or spending it. My 4th tip is know the account type that you're going to be trading. You don't want to get caught out on the charges. Let's just say you can't lose 5%. You can't lose more than 5% a day. And let's just say, for example, you know that you can take on 4 trades, and that might be 4% if you lose those 4 trades. It could be 20 quid a trade, and because you've taken 4 trades, you've now passed the loss limit. So this is what I mean by know the type of account you are trading. Some account types don't charge you to place a trade, and so you might be able to take 4 losses that day. But some accounts do charge you for the trade, so when you think you're still within those limits, you're not, and you end up blowing your account that way. Make sure you do your checks. Most of these funded challenges and these firms allow you to sign up, and you can actually chat to support, and you can ask them all the questions you want before you go forth and jump on that trade. And at the same time as well, they do provide you with some kind of demo account trial that you can use, and so you can probably do that first to get used to it and then go forth and do a funded challenge. This is more so just a point, not necessarily a tip, but it's kind of a tip. Okay, it's kind of a tip. I'm gonna say tip 5. I'm gonna say tip 5. A losing trade doesn't mean you're going to fail your challenge. Losing is part of the game. You can't avoid losses. It's just like doing business. Sometimes you're going to take a loss, and there's going to be other times you take those wins. Once you lose one, it's not about getting emotional. It's not about getting into your feelings. It's not about thinking, I might as well go all in because I've already lost. One trade won't define you. One loss won't define you. 2 free losses won't define you. Stick to a good trading plan. Stick to that, guys. Not only that, look, sometimes you might have to close that day. Close off that day and come back the next day, come back the next week, because I'm telling you now, guys, that's also going to help you. Yeah, just remember, one losing trade doesn't define you, one winning trade doesn't define you either. Oh, and a quick side note, guys, I'm using a different camera or a different lens. So drop a note in the comments to let me know how the lens is, and I'm just going to be interchanging. I might not, I might just go back to the old one, but just let me know whether this is a decent lens. Tip number 6, I believe we're number 6, I have no idea. Just because you have a 5% daily max drawdown doesn't mean you have to lose 5% that day. day. With these funded challenges, they say, for example, let's say you have a 10k account, you can't lose more than £500 a day. So £500 of a 10k account is 5%. So just because you can lose just below £500 doesn't mean you have to go all the way down there, folks. You don't need to be risking 5% a day. What you could do is you can risk 3%, you can risk 2%. And how that looks, 3% can either be 3 1% trades, or it can be 6 0.5% trades. Whatever is in line with your trading style. So you know, for example, if you're pretty sharp with it and you know you get those wins, you might want to risk 1% per trade. But if you know that your kind of trading style takes on 1 or 2 losses before you get that win, then you might want to be risking 0.5%. If you're risking 3% a trade, you can give yourself 6 trades a day. And 6 trades a day should be more than enough for you to actually catch a win. Even if you lost 5 of those trades, which is maybe 2.5%, and that one trade was a banger, you can still be up that day. But ultimately, you know your type of trading, you know your style of trading. You don't trade like me, I don't trade like you. You don't trade like the next man or the next lady. You don't trade like them. You know your trading style, you know what suits you best, you know your risk appetite. This is not your account and your rules, it's their account and their rules. You have to work out a game plan to be profitable with that. Go ahead and risk 2 to 3% a day and give yourself more days to pass that challenge. Tip number 7 is make sure you set a reminder to trade every day. So some of these challenges, they have a minimum of 5 trading days. You might get to the profit target and then you will see on your dashboard it will say passed. But then you completely forget that you have 4 more trading days to go. So set a reminder every single day for you guys to go into that account and place the smallest lot size trade possible. That way you won't be compromising your profits. Some funded challenges allow for 1 minimum trading day, but the majority of the ones I've seen are 5 minimum trading days. And then my very last tip, I believe this is tip number 8. Don't try to show off. Don't try to impress people, guys. Look, at the end of the day, this whole Forex game, this whole trading game, it's not about showing off, it's about making money. Making money. Who cares if it takes you 1 or 2 challenges to pass? Don't try to just go all in with one trade just to try and pass the funded challenge in one trade, guys. Look, the majority of times people aren't going to do it. You're not going to get 0% drawdown all the time, or maybe never sometimes. It's not about impressing other people. It's not about I passed this in 1 day, I passed this in 2 days. Guys, forget all of that stuff. Screw that stuff. It's about making money. Get a funded challenge if you need some extra capital and make some money from it. Simple. And once you make some money, reinvest some of that money to get a larger funded account and do the exact same thing. And I do understand whether you want to, put your achievements out there. That's different. That's very different. But if you're going out there to say, oh, I passed it in 1 day, you guys can do it too. No, guys. It's not about passing it in 1 day. Don't go into this challenge saying, I'm going to pass this in 1 day. Unless you're actually doing the challenge to pass a funded account in 1 day, don't go in there with that kind of mindset, guys. You will end up spending tons of money on funded accounts because you're going in there with that mindset. Stick to the plan, family. Stick to that trading plan. Stick to it and you will be successful with it. So guys, those are my 8 tips. I know I said I was going to give you 7. I gave you a bonus one within those tips. And before I go, guys, if you want to check out the funded challenge that I did with True Forex Funds, you can go forth and click the link on the top of my bio. You can get involved and get yourself some more capital.